Welcome back to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. Our mission is to share what we have learned from our experience and the experience of others to help you make more money investing like a pro. We want to teach you how to create wealth by investing in real estate the Discount Property Investor way. To jumpstart your real estate investing career, visit freewholesalecourse.com, the most complete free course on wholesaling real estate ever. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey guys, welcome back. Mike, we haven't done a podcast in forever.
We haven't, man. We've been busy. It's been a great year.
We have been busy.
Yeah, but it's good.
Holy cow.
It's really good.
Matt, welcome.
Yeah, thanks again for having me.
Absolutely. Today, we're going to be talking about virtual driving for dollars. What's the hype? I've been hearing it everywhere. Virtual driving for dollars. You don't even have to leave your house, which, could be amazing for so many reasons. Let's say there's bad weather, or you just don't want to get out, or, maybe you can't leave the home because you got your kids, or maybe you're just like wanting to do it in a different market. I mean, there's so many reasons that this could be super valuable. So, Matt, what's the hype, man? What's going on? You guys got product?
Let me ask what the deal is with it too, because I personally we work in our own market. We work in St. Louis. I don't even get it. Like, why would I virtual drive for dollars? What's the deal?
Yeah, well, it's funny. I hear people all the time, like there's a ton of different use cases, like you said, David. I mean, it's something where you've got, some people who they're looking to invest in a completely different market. Like it's an out of market thing where, this is a way to really replicate the idea of driving for dollars, which if you believe in driving for dollars as one of the best strategies to drive ROI, to get the most bang for your buck for lead generation, this is an extension of that. So first you gotta know what you're doing there. But then the second layer would be, okay, let's look at a different market. Maybe you're on a coast and you're wanting to go somewhere that you're going to be able to, you're looking at a much lower price point or a much different price point or vice versa. So I think one to begin with, it's out of market investing and trying to replicate the idea of driving for dollars in a different place. But then two, we have plenty of people who they're like, man, I like, for me, I'll literally sit on the couch, watch football. One screen I've got like my fantasy football team up. The other screen I can drive for dollars while I'm doing it. So it's like it's the convenience factor of any time of day, anywhere, anything like that, and then also any location. If you believe in the idea of driving for dollars, we want to make that as simple and easy as possible, no matter where you are in the world.
I love it. So really, we should be doing more of it.
Yeah,
that's really where we're at.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, obviously, you'll want to play to your strengths. So some people, it doesn't replicate the idea of getting out and talking to the neighbors and physically seeing things or being able to. There's advantages too to physically drive for dollars, but in lieu of all that, you can get a large. You can get a large majority of the benefit of what driving for dollars is through virtual in a way that, like you said, anytime, anywhere, any convenience like that. So yeah, man, I think I prefer doing a little bit of both if possible.
Yeah. Hell yeah. You mind giving us a quick tour and a demo? How this works?
Yeah. I can show this off for sure. I mean, I've got, so your DealMachine pulled up here. I know, let me try to share my screen to begin with for you. Let me know if you can.
Ooh, look at that.
There we go. Cool. Perfect. There, it's smooth. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I mean, I think just kind of showing this off here, going into it, I know the idea behind driving for dollars to begin with, obviously you guys know what you're talking about there, but just for anybody who's watching or who watches that hasn't tried driving for dollars themselves, the whole point of it is to get out there, to be able to see, physically see a property, identify that distressed property. So look for the properties that are, the worst street on the block, the ones that aren't necessarily being taken care of by that property owner for whatever reason. Our goal with DealMachine is to help you find those properties. So easily kind of use data to identify those properties. For you to be able to build a list of those properties. So, if you're physically driving around, you would have the app on your phone, and you can click to add that particular property right in the app and build a list that way. and then to market to those properties. So it's through the app for us. It's sending direct mail like postcards. It's skip tracing and calling the owner, giving them a text, all that type of stuff. So the goal here is to be able to find those properties that no one else can just buy a list of. Like they're looking for the diamonds in the rough that are going to have the best return on your dollar because, they have less competition. Like they've got less investors hitting up that owner, calling them, texting them, all that stuff. So, just want to kind of give a broad overview of driving for dollars when I jump into this, because the virtual version is simulating a lot of that stuff and making it so that way you can get, 80-90% of the way there by not even leaving your own house.
I love it, man. I love how you can do so many things with this. When we first started using DealMachine, we weren't using any of the features, Matt. We were just using it to plot properties, basically eliminating having to write them down on a piece of paper, right? We were using it to just plot them and export them. And slowly but surely, Mike and I are now sending mail with it. And, obviously using the instant skip tracing when we're out in the field. And guys, if you're watching, get 100 free skip traces. Text D for D to 314-328-7727. And I'll send you guys a link back and get you 100 free skip traces over on DealMachine. But I love the features of the mail. I thought it was cool a while ago, but now I really love it because it eliminates people from getting lazy or not being consistent. And that's one of my biggest struggles. That's what we try to coach all of our students on too, is, consistency. It's about consistency. So whenever you can automate, 2, 5, maybe 7 postcards out to people as you're driving around, I mean, you can literally go drive around for, 2 or 3 hours and then kind of forget about it, right?
Yep.
And, 3 to 5 weeks later, they're going to get another piece of marketing from you. So
yep.
I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, man. And I'm just showing off the map a little bit to kind of show what it looks like, just our normal driving for dollars solution when you're out there physically driving around. It's like you said, David, I mean, it's, the reason why we made it is even like our CEO, David Lecco, he was getting out there and doing exactly what you were doing. He was, he was driving for dollars, would find a property, would have to write down the address, would have to look up the ownership information, would have to spend a lot of time like actually creating a thoughtful postcard and mailing it out. Like it would take 20-25 minutes per property, and that's just not a scalable strategy to actually spend your time on. Whereas now, the whole goal through the app is like, go get in there, you see the property, you pull over, you take a picture of it, you see all of the data you could possibly need to know if it's a qualified lead or not. And then after that, actually be able to send within the app, send an automated message to be able to, or automated postcard within like, that whole process now is like 6 or 7 seconds.
Yeah, it's so fast.
So, and yeah, it's about consistency. Like when you send them a postcard, you got to get, when you just send one, you got to get lucky that it's the right timing, that they save your postcard, that they save your number. If you only send one, like it's really kind of just spray and pray and hope something comes back. But our goal here was to make it so that's really easy. So once a month, you can easily send out the mailer and say, hey, set it and forget it, send it once a month. And when the timing's right, they will think of you first because they've been getting your postcards over and over again. And they've been, you've been the one that has been staying top of mind for when they're ready to sell.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely, man. We've been having really good success with the postcards lately.
Yeah. So here's the typical map you can see. You can even go in and like click, show me absentee owned properties. Like, it'll highlight different areas to show you like, okay, here are properties I should be looking at. So this is what our typical map looks like when you're driving around. I love people jumping in the chat, giving you well wishes, David, there too. I know we talked about that before getting on, but again, so thankful that you're doing okay. But,
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I know. So to really kind of show you what your original question was around the driving for dollars, like virtually, what's the hype behind that? Here's what our general stuff looks like. To simulate that, there's a Chrome extension. So if you're a pro level member and up, you automatically get this with your DealMachine membership. But it's a Chrome extension. You just click on here and you'll be able to see open maps to add properties. And I'm logged in with your account, like you said, David. jump into maps here to kind of simulate the idea of driving around and looking for that property and being able to tag it and add it to your list and start marketing to it. What you can do here is, it'll jump me into, you've got South City, St. Louis here. If the map will load all the way, here we go. Internet's a little slow here, but you'll see the little yellow guy you can drag and drop somewhere. So this guy, this is kind of your street view. So when you pull and drag and drop them, this is where you can put
that little guy.
Yeah, there you go. So you can put
hanging. It's like,
yeah, they make it fun. So you've got throw it in here. And you can, see kind of the street view. You can see this was taken back August 2011. So this is actually an older one that you'll want to make sure. First and foremost, this, you'll want to make sure that this is an updated picture. I would say the large majority of the time, Google's pictures in your city are probably going to be less than a year old. So
yeah, exactly, man. Isn't that crazy? Less than a year old.
It's wild, man.
They cover miles.
They're driving the U.S. constantly, so
everywhere, all the time. I wonder how many vehicles they get out there. Either here or there, just amazing.
Yeah,
at the bottom, doesn't it show you the date of the picture?
So bottom right here, you'll see image capture. It says August 2011. So, got unlucky on that one, but I still show off exactly what they'll do. But you'll see here, okay, image capture, because we're driving for dollars. Like you still want to look physically at that property if possible, through this virtual option and, turn and see, okay, I'm going to drive around and start clicking and see if I can find anything that would be, physically, you're looking for signs of physical distress. So, that would be anything from, construction on that particular house to which I don't know what signs do you guys, is there anything that you kind of go to right, currently when you're driving around?
Anything that may, any reason that the seller would have any reason to be motivated. So basically anything that's in disrepair, I'm not necessarily looking for boarded up properties. That's the thing, because typically when you have boarded up properties, there's like 10 of them in a row. However, if I see one boarded up property on a street and the rest of that street's in great shape, then I will want that, right? So basically what I'm looking for is tall grass, trees that are massive, that need to come down, landscaping, tarps on roofs, cars parked in driveways, maybe a boarded up window or two, obviously, gutters hanging off houses. I love seeing broken down cars in driveways. It's just like they got all kinds of problems typically, so you can help those people. What else? Paint peeling or chipping, or just signs of danger, or like a deck, for instance, on this one here. If that deck was like, missing pieces of wood or falling off, it's like, this place is dangerous. We need to do something about that. So anything and everything. And
that's something for sure. I was going to say, I know like we've had people who are it's more subtle signs even of like, oh, they're not keeping up with the outside of their house. Like I know Josh on our team, his first deal he ever landed, it was somebody who put up, they had Halloween decorations up and it was like February. So like, right. Something like that, where it's just like, oh, they're not keeping up with this property for whatever reason. But you can see I was like dragging around down here to kind of look at different neighborhoods. You can see down here, this is May 2019. So we're getting more and more, updated and accurate information or updated and accurate images here, right?
Yeah, I don't think that the major roads, they probably don't update those as much. They probably don't need to. It's probably more updating on the suburbs, kind of where you're at now. Yeah. Yeah. But typically 1 to 2 years is kind of what I've seen. And sometimes it can be even more recent than that, which is cool.
Yep. So if you're driving around and like, being able to kind of simulate your driving for dollars here by looking through neighborhoods like this, say we were going to go to this particular, corner and you saw, you can see a house right here. When you click on that Chrome extension, that's when it's going to start to basically simulate what's going on within your map when you'd be regular driving around too, when you're physically driving around. So that's what you're going to see here. You can see, oh, this particular property, this 4170 Connecticut is absentee owned. And if I want to click on that property, you can add it to a list directly through here. So now it's automatically showing me, okay, when David, when I go back to your CRM, you're going to see that, this particular property owner, that all of this added to your list right there. So it's really easy to go in, see ownership data, see what type of property it is, and then be one step away from either using that skip trace like you're talking about, where you give them a call right on the spot, or text them, or get information that way, or start mailers from that one click button right here. So, the whole goal with this, again, like you said, convenience. You can do this anywhere, anytime. If it's, say you're like doing a day, having a day job, the days are short now. Like there's, it's obviously getting dark pretty early and all of that. Like physically getting out there and driving around and seeing the houses are going to be a little bit harder.
That's a great point, man. It's dark at like 4:30 right now.
Yeah, it's not, I'm not a fan. Yeah.
It's so depressing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like last night, I probably should have been more productive for 2 or 3 more hours. But once it gets dark, I just kind of throw in the towel. But if I can sit on the couch and do this, hell, that's great.
That's what I mean. Like for people who've got that day job, like if you're hustling at night, this is a way to kind of simulate that and look at properties that, it's going to be easier to see during the day. I've even seen, like, I know if you go this way, so you can kind of spin and look around and you can see, you've got like, wheelchair ramp. I know that's a signal that people, they've had studies on owners that are looking to move. Like that's another sign. There's things like that you can identify that you can really be able to see. Okay, let me do that property.
Dude, that's a golden nugget right there, guys. Wheelchair ramps. That's a huge one. Just add those to the list if they're somebody like that is more likely to move in the next 5 years, right? So that's a huge little tip.
Yeah, and going through that, you'll be able to easily click on and see, okay, I'm surrounded by all these properties that you can see, some that are corporate owned popping up, owner occupied, and be able to physically like add them to your list and start the mailers right there. So you can see like that particular property. If I go here, what you would do normally is sit and take sit right here, take a picture, be able to simulate like the idea of that, and then jump in here and see, okay, pull this up, got this property right here, hit owner occupy, or hit it right there, and then you can add it to your list and be able to start mailers on the spot. So
dude, add it
up, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Say I can actually make it happen if you want. There we go. Links in the queue.
Yeah, we're recording 2 birds or whatever, So
having me on and landing deals. If you land that deal with through this, I you got to at least pull me in to see how to see that.
20%. Was it 10%, 20%?
We'll talk numbers when we get the deal. About it.
Hey, this one right here. Shit, you should hit that one too.
And if you're watching and you live in that house, Dave is sorry for that comment.
Clean your yard up, bro.
Well, and here we go. Like, one guy's commenting, he's in Turks and Caicos. There's another reason. Like, if you're outside the U.S., here, it's a really easy way to just be able to pull this up from anywhere and, be able to drive for dollars in any physical market. So,
yeah, that's cool. So, and if you could just show us one more time how you're doing it, though. Yeah. So we are in the.
Log you out. I was just trying to log in on the back.
Yeah, don't do that.
Go ahead.
We're in our driving for dollar, the DealMachine. We log into that, and then we click on the map, and then it opens up the.
Oh yeah, that's a great.
The Chrome.
Yeah, how do they get this part?
Yeah.
How did they get back here again? Yeah. Let me show that off real quick.
And then how to add the property one more time, because it's a little bit. There's a couple steps to it. Looks like.
Yep. Let me walk you back through that. So I'll show you here back on your actual dashboard, and you'll be able to see like those properties that we just added too. So I'll kind of show that off too. But as you're logging in here, so with your particular account, and again, this is anybody who's like pro level. So we've got our basic membership, pro level, and enterprise. Anybody that's pro level and up will get access to this particular feature. Cool. So if you jump in here, you can see, we've got our dashboard. This is where you'll see like analytics and that type of stuff around around what you're doing.
Is it built into all this? Like it's not.
Is what the virtual
extra, or is it built in?
So if you're pro level, it's built in. So what you do.
Shit, that's cool.
Yeah. So, the map that's for any basic and leveling up DealMachine member there. The leads, that's actually a free specific feature. So this is like the CRM of when you saw we just added that 4207 Connecticut Street, that we put on sent mailers out to. That's where this is going to pop up is as you're driving around virtually, it'll automatically update here. And then from there, when you're actually in your app, the Chrome extension up here. So you'll actually, when you're ready to pro through DealMachine, we'll give you instructions on how to download a Chrome extension and how to sign in basically right there. And once you download that, then you automatically have access to this virtual driving for dollars piece. So, so it's like an extension of our web app.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. So how do they get back into that area then? They go to the maps?
Yeah. So you click maps right there, and that's when it's going to jump you Google Maps. So that'll jump you here.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So if I want to, take a, this fully loads. If I want to look at, South City area again, up here, fully loads up. You've got this guy. Drag and drop them again. Let's look this area. Boop.
They cover every street.
Yeah, it's wild.
They cover all of them.
It's funny when I'm playing with maps sometimes, and then I want to go and look in like a private driveway, and I'm kind of pissed off because I'm like, oh, why didn't you drive up there? And it's like, oh, they can't. It's like a private driveway.
It's like,
oh man, come on, Google, help me out.
Yeah, so it's like, if I'm driving over here.
Exactly. You can't go into their driveway.
Yeah. So when you click on that extension, it basically pulls any data from what's on the screen.
Exactly. So it'll say it's refreshing the area around you. So you can see, okay, here's the property I'm looking at.
Right there. Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yep.
That's a great feature, guys. Gotta love that. Quit sitting on the couch late at night. Go look for deals. You can do this from your laptop. Probably do it from your cell phone. Hell, well, you need the Chrome extension though. But this from your laptop. That's great.
Yeah.
And go find those properties that show signs of distress. That's the point here. We're looking for deals. And the best way to find a deal is to trade somebody a whole hell of a lot of convenience in exchange for a discount on their property. And that's really it. It's that simple,
Yeah. Our goal is to eliminate every possible excuse you guys can come up with or run into. Like I said, if you're sitting at home and it's dark out, then let's do virtual. And that's what for you guys too. Like I think signing up for those free skip traces, we want to make it easy for you to have a free trial. Make it easy for you to start calling people. Make it easy for you to start sending mailers. All that stuff, would come with signing up through you guys too. So, yeah, man, it's fun to have me on here and kind of show off a few of the new things we're working on.
Matt, thank you for coming. Mike, you know what I'm going to be doing tonight?
Yeah, driving for Dodge.
Late. Some D for D.
It doesn't even have to be late. That's what I like. It's 4:30 and it's pitch black out. So I mean, man, we can get out there.
Man.
Yeah, we can get out there all day. I love it.
That's what's up. Matt, thanks for coming on again. As always, we love having you, teaching us a thing or two today about the virtual driving for dollars features over on DealMachine. Guys, check out DealMachine. You get a 7-day free trial and 100 free skip traces. Text D for D to the number on the screen here, 314-328-7727. And that's a wrap.
Thanks again.
Signing off. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to help us reach a wider audience. To jumpstart your real estate investing career, visit freewholesalecourse.com, the most complete free course on wholesaling real estate ever. We would also appreciate it if you left us a review on iTunes or Stitcher. Thank you in advance for your support. And remember, you make your money when you buy, you get paid when you sell. Now let's go build some wealth.